Welcome back to the Resilient Show. I'm your host, Kedrick. Today is a joint episode with Wekiva High School on a Resiliency Day. Thank you, Wekiva, for allowing me to do this podcast connected to Resiliency Day and allowing me to ask some students about how they're being resilient in their life. In this episode, you're going to hear not only my story, but stories from my peers at Wekiva High School. And listen to this, you will understand that everybody's not perfect. Everybody goes through troubles. It's just about how you face them problems and the troubles and how you come up from on the bottom of the problems and the troubles. So, like I did last time, I'm going to give you a definition in my meaning of being, you know, resilient. So the Google definition of resiliency is being able to cope with tough events, which I totally agree. But not only that you could cope with tough events, but you could find a way to overcome the tough events. Find a way out. Don't think that when you're at your lowest. Don't think that's just your lowest. There's always a way out. You just gotta stay calm and figure a way out. Just stay calm and want the way out. Don't just hope the way out come to you. You gotta put effort to what you do. And yeah, that's what my definition of resiliency is. So now I have Mr. James from Wekiva High School, our safe coordinator, and also another social worker like Miss Taylor McGowan, my favorite social worker. And so Mr. James is gonna take it over from here, and then you're gonna hear the students. Little warning, I did have to change the voices of the students so they won't be ID. Please respect their privacy.
Hey, tell me about a time you experienced some resiliency in your life.
I came from an abusive household, and as I grew up, I ended up going to foster care at 15 years old. 2 years later to now, I'll be graduating a year early, and I'll be looking into trade schools.
A time that I was resilient was when I was growing up with unstable people and I ended up losing my siblings to CPS. I struggled a lot growing up without my siblings and missing someone so close to me. But as I grew up, I found peace and comfort that they were with better people and got to experience a better life. My mother's been really sick for a really long time, and that caused us to lose our house and be homeless. And then we moved in with my sister, and it's really far away from the school. But I continue to go to school anyways and focus on my grades and keeping myself motivated while still doing my extracurricular activities as well. So my grandma passed away, and it was a really hard time for me and my family, and we all went through a pretty hard time. Well, what I did to get through it was I started to write down my feelings and just started talking more about it, and like just to write down everything that was going through my head. And it really helped me get through it because I wouldn't be talking verbally to anybody and nobody would really judge me about it.
Hello. When I was younger, I had appendicitis, and that was really a hard time in my life. It was a lot of pain, and my mom was really scared. But through all that, I learned that through courage and strength, I can fight through it. And then I ended up getting healed in 4 months and left the hospital and felt great.
A time when I was resilient was at a young age when I was constantly battling with my anger, and now it has made me resilient because I have grown and I have experienced gentle love and I have found ways to cope, and I am better for it now.
One of the big moments in my life when I showed resilience was when I reached out to my mom telling her that I wanted to talk to people who understood the things that I was going through mentally. And since that day, I've worked through my problems, and it made me such a better person than when I was before.
High school year, beginning years were rough. I came from a new county and I knew no one here. I was all alone. However, I met lots of teachers and students who helped me overcome my shyness and taught me to be who I am and not afraid to show myself. And now I am part of many groups and have lots of friends here.
Okay, so when I was in middle school, I really wanted to be on the volleyball team, but when I tried out in sixth grade, I couldn't make it. So then I tried out again in 7th grade, and I still didn't make it. And then over the summer between 7th and 8th grade, I was just working really hard with some other girls that were on the volleyball team. And then I came back and I tried out again, and I actually made it. And the coach had said that that was one of the best seasons that they had. And I just felt like if I wasn't a little bit resilient, then I would have never made the team, and then it wouldn't have been able to be a good season.
A time when I became resilient was when I was rushed to the hospital when having a panic attack. Later, I was able to overcome my anxiety and get back to normal with medications and with support.
Now that you hear the stories from my peers, I think it's my turn to, tell my story. One time I was resilient when about 10th grade. My mom is a single mom, so she tried her best. And we lost our apartment, so I had to go stand in abandoned buildings, stay in abandoned buildings, just for the time being. But, I didn't let that bring me down. I never went to school with a bad spirit. I always went to school and still passed my 10th grade year. And I actually got a job, and my mom got a house. So, you just got to keep going. Don't always try to let the bad things get to you. Because when I was at my lowest, I always wanted to do the wrong thing because that seems like the easiest way. Don't go for the easiest way. Just go for the right way, And that's it for the Resilient Show. Again, I'm your host, Kedrick, and thank you for our lovely guests from Wekiva High School. And this is our message for Resilient Day. Please always try to be resilient, even though it's hard. Don't look at the toughness, and just look at the bright side of everything. And thank you, and thank you.